with the horse racing industry was when I was a little girl. I grew up in a little place called New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, and on weekends, my parents would take us sometimes to the track in Sackville, Nova Scotia, or if we were really lucky, we could take that ferry boat over to Prince Edward Island, and we could go to Charlottetown. But I didn't realize the economic impact until I became the member of provincial parliament for Nepean Carleton. In the great riding of Nepean Carleton, we have the Rideau Carleton Raceway. And I know my team from Rideau Carleton is here today to fight for the motion that I put forward. In fact, they've given me close to 30,000 signatures on petitions calling for the McGuinty Liberals and area Liberals in Ottawa, like Dalton McGuinty, like Bob Shirelli, like Madeleine Maillard, to stand up and do the right thing and look after an important agricultural sector.
Jeff Leal, do something.
Jeff Leal should do something. That's exactly what I heard. As the MPP for Nepean Carleton, as a private member, I've been able to go to the track and see that it's much more than just wagering and slots. In fact, you could go to the Rideau Carleton Raceway any night of the week, and there is a night at the races that's benefiting a local community, a charitable organization, a healthcare group that needs money, and they're helping. And when our local agricultural fair, the Gloucester Fair, had no place to go and was losing money, the Rideau Carleton Raceway opened up its arms and its land to preserve that important agricultural tradition. I know full well that there are 60,000 jobs at stake. And I know full well that there's 1,000 in my city alone at stake as a result of the OLG's plans. And that's why I want the auditor to look at Dwight Duncan's numbers and prove to Ontarians that they've got it wrong.
Hear, hear!
Now, only a McGuinty Liberal would think 500 jobs in a downtown Ottawa casino is better than 1,000 jobs in rural Ottawa. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to speak much longer. But the second thing that I did when I came to Queen's Park was hook up with a guy named Tim Hudak to teach me the ropes. And he told me all there was to know about the horse racing industry. And many of you here today know that he and I, back in 2009, did a review of the Ontario Racing Commission. We forced the Liberals to look into this. We've been on the case for a very long time. We know that you've had a decade of successful partnership. But sometimes things need a little bit of changing. But the government instead, they want to eliminate an industry. We don't think that's right.
That's wrong.
And that's why we support Monty McNaughton's call for a referendum where any new casinos will be placed in Ontario so residents can have their say. So I want to say thank you to all of you for coming here today. I know it's not been easy. In fact, my constituents left at 7 a.m. from Ottawa and just arrived a moment ago. And I want to say thank you to all of you who've done that. I want to reiterate my thanks to Tim Hudak for his strong leadership dating back more than a decade on this issue. And I want to say thanks to my colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a radical shift in gaming in Ontario. It is up to all of us to have our say in whether we want it or not. It's up to us to know if these numbers are accurate. And that's why we have a right to call on the Auditor General to review that. We need to know, for example, in downtown casinos, if there's going to be an added pressure on our mental health and addictions facilities as a result of increased access to hardcore gambling. And ladies and gentlemen, we deserve our say in whether or not these casinos, these big resort casinos, are placed in our communities. But at the end of the day, we also need to know how this is going to impact the horse racing industry. And we need to know that officially, not from a third-party organization, and we certainly don't need to know from a government document thanks to Dalton McGuinty and Dwight Duncan. I'll be standing up for you. I appreciate you standing up for me. Thank you very much.